Does that look okay?
Stacy, you need it on set in 2 minutes.
Be right there, darling. Oh, hello. I'm A-list celebrity and talk show host superstar Stacy Dennison. You may know me from such things as Mix and Mingle Season 1 or Blurry Shopper and She Did It for the Money.
That's not a thing.
Oh, that's right, it was Supermarket Slaughter.
That's not a thing either.
It is a thing, it's on IMDb, look it up. Well, anyway, join us for Season 2 as we mix and mingle with some of the Bay Area's best bartenders, and I take you on a roller coaster of a good time as your resident and craft cocktail connoisseur.
You mean you like to drink?
Well, yes, obviously. Why else are we here? Bon, I cannot work like this. These are amateurs. Where are my red M&Ms? Red M&Ms? Anyone listening to me? Anyway, on with the show. Hi, welcome to Mix and Mingle. I'm your host, Stacy Dennison, and tonight we have Mr. Scott Bergoch with us from WXYZ Lounge at the Aloft Hotel Downtown Tampa. Welcome, Scott.
Welcome. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. So, Scott, tell us a little bit about WXYZ Lounge.
So, XYZ Lounge is at the back end of the Aloft Hotel on Kennedy Boulevard on the west side of downtown Tampa, right across the bridge from the University of Tampa.
Okay.
We have a awesome little pool patio area with an inside bar, pool table, and we're kind of nestled back in the rear end of the hotel. We do allow people to take their drinks outside, to enjoy the view. We have the best sunsets.
Out to the pool area.
Out to the pool area.
Nice.
We have incredible sunsets. We have a nice fire pit outside. And as you get,
Love a good fire pit.
Exactly, especially during our 3 days of being cold for December. We
really take advantage of those in Florida.
Right? Because most of the time we just have the fire pit lit for no reason. It's way too hot. But we actually get to use it this time of year. And what's really great is right around towards the end of the year, right as January hits, we're going to redo everything. We're going to be putting a couple, we're going to be redoing the pool deck with tile. We're going to be integrating a bunch of different seating areas, couch style, smaller table fire pits. We're going to put a couple different covered areas and just give it a whole new look. So those that have actually visited the Aloft in downtown before can see things are trendy, but they just needed a spruce. So we kind of are giving it a whole new year, a whole new thing.
Spruce it up.
Exactly. We're coming up with
2018, year of the sprucing.
Exactly. So we're going to do a whole new food menu. We're coming up with a brand new drink menu as well.
Awesome.
We have so many different things coming up. We do happy hours during the week, 5 to 7 during the week. We do a late night.
Right when you have sunset, so you can go take your drink outside. And if you were telling me before the show, if you happen to drop your drink, if you imbibe a little too much, it's a plastic. It's
so
plastic,
don't worry.
so you're not going to break anything.
We do plastics outside. You don't have to worry about it, and it works out. We have martini glasses, champagne glasses, a little bit of everything. So people look at us funny, but then when they ended up knocking their drink over, they thank us.
Then they're like, "Well,
many times.
I was born." Exactly. So you guys actually received a prestigious award this past year, right?
Prestigious is the word I would use for it. So Creative Loafing came out with all of their 2017, awards.
Best of the Bay.
Best of the Bay. We received a Critics' Choice Award. It was for the best new kick-ass hotel bar, which I can't wait to actually receive the award and blow it up and put it up there. Yeah, we were very proud of that one. So
that is something to be proud of. Kick-ass pool bar.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me a little bit about the first drink you're going to be making today.
So the first drink we're going to be making is actually one of our signature drinks. It's on our menu. It's called the Riverwalk, rightfully so. We're right on the Hillsborough River, so it's all lit up at night. You can we have access next door at the Sheraton. You can actually make your way onto the Riverwalk, not with drinks, but once you finish your drink, you pregame with us, you go on the Riverwalk afterwards.
Nice little after-drink stroll.
Exactly.
Just don't fall in the river.
So what we do is, our Riverwalk-based drink is a gin-based drink. We use no-lets at the actual hotel. I brought with you kind of a more house-friendly, more common gin you'd find at your house. Now, you can do this with gin. You can use vodka. I'm not a fan of vodka. Vodka doesn't like me in the morning, so I don't do vodka. You can use rum if you want.
Rum! Code RUN. Thank you so much for being our sponsor. There we are. Thank you, PA Dom, for that ding. Keep to the code.
So you can use any of those, any of your favorites. I like to use gin. So what we do is we're going to basically mix it with ginger beer. And we'll kind of mask the taste of the gin, because I was never a gin fan until I had this drink.
Yeah,
and what we'll do is we'll throw a little bit of a bullet bourbon float right on top with a wheel. So
Love bullet.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So go and start making.
Yeah,
let's get to
go for it. Go for it. Let's
all
do
right,
it.
Great. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a glass. You can use a Collins glass, anything. So this is essentially the glass we'll use, and we'll go ahead and fill this guy with ice. We'll get one more scoop in there.
Okay.
Good measure. Before we do that, I want to go ahead and grab one of these. You get about halfway.
Ooh, okay.
You're going to take, make sure I can get in a picture, a wheel of grapefruit. Now you can use any citrus. You can use oranges, you can use lemons, limes. We like to use a grapefruit wheel. It's going to be just like that.
Okay.
So this is what you get that look.
Interesting.
Curves right around. So we're going to go and fill the rest of it with ice.
Okay. Now, is this going to give it kind of take away a little bit of the pine flavor of the gin?
Yeah, well, not so much more of the pine flavor of the gin, but it's going to take away from the bite of the ginger beer.
Oh,
so
okay,
it kind
gotcha.
of balances out the flavor of it. So
Okay.
what we're then going to go ahead and do is throw about 1.25 ounces, 1.5 ounces of your liquor. We're going to go ahead and use gin on this one.
You're doing a nice free pour. Last episode, we invented the word schmounces, so you're going to do a couple schmounces.
And that's one of the things that at the Aloft we free pour. We put our bartenders through rigorous training. We test them often, so when you do see them free pour, they are deadly accurate, and that's one of the things we pride ourselves on. So we were deadly accurate with our pours, but you can always use your handy dandy jigger if you need to. So we're gonna go ahead and get it to about there, about your 1.5 ounce pour.
Okay.
Now, depending on the glass, it's going to be at a different level. So what we're going to go ahead and do is top this off, leaving about 1/2 inch at the very top, because we're going to go ahead and then put a float afterwards. So we're going to get it to about there with your ginger beer.
Okay.
And then go on ahead and...
bourbon float.
Exactly. So we're going to go ahead and then float. And there's no exact measurement, so we're just going to call it a swirling circles, if you will, or a swircle. And we'll go ahead and just do 2 of these guys. And we'll get
Another
it
new word invented.
That's right. We're throwing the English language around for a loop today.
Swirkle.
Right. So that's essentially where you're going to end up. Now, the cool thing about it is this is where you'll go ahead and throw your straw in. Now, you'll notice I don't have any straws. I forgot to mention this pregame. We just implemented a straw-free program at the hotel where we don't use any straws whatsoever because it's more environmentally friendly.
Nice.
Every straw takes about 1 million years to decompose and degrade itself, so we kind of just did away with it. And so you will not see any straws in our facility going forward. So cool little tidbit. So there's your river walk, essentially.
That
it's
is
your
lovely.
nice and easy.
That looks beautiful. So, all right, what is our second drink?
So our
on the
second
menu?
drink, actually, and this is kind of getting into my favorite realm of types of liquor. I'm a whiskey guy. My wife, watching at home, is also a whiskey lady as well. So we came up with an idea to take the Crown's newest flavor, which is the salted caramel. So we'll go ahead and show you here. So here's the salted caramel. And we mix it with the Crown Royal or the Regal apple. And what we'll do is we'll kind of lighten it up a little bit with a mixer of ginger ale to give it kind of that caramel, caramel apple type.
Nice. So like a nice candy apple you would find at the carnival.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly. So what you'll do is we're going to use a rocks glass for this time. And we'll go ahead and
move this aside.
That guy out of the way. So we'll go ahead and fill this up.
Okay.
Now, what we'll do is we're going to go, you're going to see me do what we call a hotel pour, which is your standard, once all is said and done, you're landing in the 1.25 ounce, 1.5 ounce mixing of things. Okay. Feel free, if you want to make your drink stronger at home, you're just going to do equal parts on the apple and then the caramel. So we'll go ahead and do...
If you want to... pour schmounces at home.
Pour schmounces. I'll actually go ahead and use the jigger. I brought the jigger. We'll go ahead and use the jigger today. So we're going to go ahead and do equal parts the apple Switch up.
Salted caramel.
I love the salted caramel because it smells exactly how you would imagine it would taste, and it's incredible. So we're getting to that point. She had to. I knew she had to, but so that's where we're gonna be.
I actually do smell it through the pores.
It's very pungent.
Ooh, and I just stuck myself in the nose. Don't worry, he'll sterilize
We
this.
don't. That's right. We don't suggest snorting your whiskey at home either. But so that's where we're gonna be. So we've mixed up the apple, the caramel, and then we're just going to go ahead and fill the rest of the glass with some ginger ale.
Okay.
Now, what you want to make sure you do is give this a toss, because as you've done this,
okay,
everything's kind of settled, so you're going to give it a mix.
Now, just a gentle toss, though, right? You're not going to want to shake it up because of that ginger ale.
So the rule of thumb, obviously, and if you're mixing drinks at home, once you mix something that's carbonated, don't shake it. For the same reason you wouldn't shake a can before you open it. If you want to mix it, you want to shake it, do so after you mix the two whiskeys. Then go ahead and shake it. You can pour it in.
Unless you want a cocktail shower.
That's right. Which we all do sometimes. I'm not here to judge.
I'd rather just drink cocktails in the shower.
Exactly. Hey, you know, I really thought about that. The beer thing I've done, but
shower beer, yeah.
Yes.
I think everyone that's gone to college has done that.
Yeah, you had to. We called that breakfast. Where we. So you're gonna take which one would you like to take?
I'm going to take this one because it sounds delightful.
Wonderful.
And my producer told me I'm not allowed to have gin.
Oh, sweet. I'll take the gin then.
All right, let's step into the lounge for some mingling.
Let's do it.
All right. Cheers. Ooh, the plastic clink. That's good. That's good.
Oh, I forgot about that float.
You got a little strong.
All right.
All right. So Scott, I know that you kind of have a varied background when it comes to careers and you know what you wanted to do in life. So tell us a little bit about how you got into bartending.
Bartending kind of was the last realm of things. For a good stretch of like 10 years, I had no idea what I wanted to do after college. So I did the restaurant thing, went and did radio, went back to restaurants, went and DJ'd for a while, went back to restaurants, went and did voiceover work and public address announcing. I literally I did everything except for bartending. And finally I just got to the point where I said, I need to learn this. This is the one thing I want to learn. And my mom at the time was dating a guy who was a bar manager at some VFW over in Pinellas County, and I got behind the bar and learned. Luckily, the older people they drink the same things over and over. So I learned how to make a Bloody Mary, a margarita, a couple of different. They weren't doing shots yet. It was just your simple mixed drinks.
Right.
Yeah, and then from there went and worked at the Trade Winds for about 3 or 4 years, where then I learned how to. I basically poured a million frozen drinks.
Yeah, a lot of tropical drinks.
Yes, and basically just kind of learned and built and continued to learn and grow from there. Took another break, went and DJ'd weddings for 4 or 5 more years, hosted trivia nights, did kind of everything, and then finally at the Aloft was the resident DJ there for 2 years, and kind of heard about the opening as the bar manager there.
You're like, hey, pick me.
Go ahead and stick my foot in there and see how that works out, and it works out great. I've been there since July for bartending. And
Awesome.
Yeah, I love it. It's great.
So as you mentioned, you kind of did a couple things, like you were on the radio. That's what you went to college for, right?
Correct.
So you did that for about 10 years.
Correct.
And give us your best radio voice.
This is it. That's the curse.
It's a pretty good radio voice.
It's rough. And that's got me in trouble at radio so many times that I would get pulled into offices and they'd be like, "You need to tone it down a little bit." I'm like, I can't. This is it. Like, this is what you're stuck with. So I had a very deep voice in high school, and then it just kind of, as I learned to project it, it's this and more. It's interesting when I greet guests and they're like, "Oh, you should consider this. You should consider this as a
career in radio."
Like, I'll look into it.
Oh, been there, done that.
Right.
Thanks.
Like, that's a good idea. I'll take the radio over. People are like, "You should work in clubs and stuff," and I'm like, "No, I should not. Thank you very much. I appreciate it."
Speaking of clubs, you were doing the DJ thing. So how'd you get involved with that? How'd you get started with DJing?
So DJing, I essentially, it was out of necessity. True story. I was looking for a job in college. Was dying, was struggling for money, and we hung out at a bar in the USF area, and I said, hey, yeah, right. And I said, so do you have any openings? And the guy was like, well, I have a DJ opening, and I was at the time working at I think Wild 98.7, and I can go ahead and tell the story now because I'm not going to get in trouble for it. But DJ, I was working the late night shift, and DJs hated being on air live, so they would give me CDs to that were already pre-recorded, and I took those in and pretended like I was DJing. And got the job, and I was like, great, well, now what do I do? Because I faked it until I made it. And
that's the way you do it in life.
That was 10 years ago, and actually, and
you became a wedding DJ, too.
DJ and club DJ and a little bit of everything. So I actually did a couple weddings this fall, and have a couple weddings coming up in the beginning of the year.
And what is your DJ name? In
DJ
case anyone
Nilla.
wants to hire you.
That's right, DJ Nilla, Nilla, like the wafer. There's a funny story behind
I was going to say, how did that come about?
There's a story. So the story goes, we used to paint up for football games at USF. And so
Go Bulls.
That's right. So a good friend of mine actually started the group was called the Beef Studs. And we used to give ourselves nicknames. And so my friends throughout later high school, early college, used to call me Vanilla Ice because I had the blonde tipped, blonde tipped hair.
See that. All right.
So Vanilla Ice didn't fit on your back in paint.
Yeah.
So I may have had one too many river walks that afternoon, and I was like, just shorten it. We're gonna shorten it to Nilla, and it's stuck, and so it's been that way ever since.
Gotcha. So okay. All right. So if you guys want to hire DJ Nilla for your weddings, he's for hire.
DJNilla.com. It's all there for you.
All right. So since you are a manager of a bar, this is an interesting question for you. What are some good tips? Give a good tip of how to be a good bar guest.
Don't snap your fingers to somebody.
Yes.
I'm sorry, that's a pet peeve of mine coming out. No, a good bar guest, I would suggest know what you want to drink. One of the questions I get asked all the time is, what do you like? What's your favorite? It's like, but I'm not the one drinking, unless you're gonna buy me a drink, which I can't do.
Yeah, I don't have the same taste as you.
Yeah.
Everyone's different.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
I would say, so kind of know what you want to drink. Just have fun. You're out socializing, unless you're at the bar and you had a bad day. We can tell. It's fine. We're not gonna bug you. But just strike up a conversation, not only just with the bartender you're with, but the people that are around you, and that's probably my biggest thing.
Go out and have fun.
Just enjoy yourselves.
And be courteous.
Having a good night, a couple drinks, you'll have a great time. We'll take care of you.
Awesome. So, tell me, Scott, what 3 words describe your ideal bar? If you had a choice of your ideal bar to either go to or bartend at, I'm going to throw that out there.
Energetic.
Okay.
Knowledgeable. If I'm going to a location, and I see a whiskey, or I'm a beer guy. I'm a big beer guy. So if I see a beer that I've never had, I would like to get a little knowledge on that.
Information about it. Yeah.
And I'm gonna go back to the one I just used before. Just fun.
Yes.
It's got to be entertaining. That's really kind of the whole point of going out, and So yeah, energetic, knowledgeable, and fun would probably be my 4.
And WXYZ Lounge has all of that,
Yes,
right?
absolutely. Yeah, we really do. And we're getting into a fun time of the year where there's always something different going on. There's always a mingling, a networking event, some sort of realtor social. There's always a wedding party or something hanging out. There's probably the one time where, I hope this isn't one of your questions, but I look up and we had a wedding party and they disappeared and I couldn't find them, and they were all in the pool in their tuxes and wedding dresses and just hanging out, just drinking champagne.
After the vows? Okay.
After the vows, they came back and just hung out, and we're all just kind of hanging out in the pool in their tuxes. And so I was like, don't you guys have to turn those back in? They said they didn't say they had to be dry or wet. So, hey, that's the kind of fun we have.
That was a bad day for the dry cleaner.
Yes. Yeah, great day for them. Horrible day for the dry cleaner.
So that actually did answer my next question for you, I think, unless you have a story to top that, which is what's the most awkward or embarrassing thing you've seen in the bar?
That's tough, because that's probably one of the top two. The other one probably would be the family of three that all fell asleep at the bar at the same time. I'm sure there was some long travel. I'm sure it wasn't at.
Was it like at the exact same moment they were just like?
No, but it was probably in the same window because where we had couches similar to where we have at the Aloft, and
they were just too comfortable.
I looked up and they were just all, one was leaning on another, the other one had their head on the table, and I was like, I think they maybe were one drink in, but I was like, what happened to them? And I couldn't wake them up. It was terrible. So I just let them sleep. There's nothing you can do.
You know what, Scott? Maybe they had just been hypnotized and they heard the magic word that just made them fall asleep.
That's probably it.
No judgment, family that fell asleep at the bar. So, I have a fun game to play.
Okay.
I thought of this excuse me, everyone. So I thought of this today with being that we have WXYZ Lounge.
Okay.
This game is called Now I Know My ABCs and WXYZ.
Okay, I like it.
So, what this game is we're going to go through the alphabet and think of either a cocktail or a liquor where it starts with the letter that we're going through.
Okay.
Now, brands do count. Let me point that out.
Are we doing beers too?
I think we should, since we're both big beer people.
Okay.
So otherwise it will be impossible, despite us both being bartenders.
We'll be done at D and we'll stop. No, we'll be good. Do you want to start?
So, okay, I'll start. A, absinthe.
Good one. B, Bacardi.
Okay. C, Code Rum.
Code Rum. Yes. The Code Rum reference.
Keep to the code.
D, ooh, De Kuipers.
Ooh, okay.
There's a bartender reference.
E.
Eggnog. You do alcoholic eggnog. Yes. Good.
Scott stole my point.
Stole a point.
Okay. F. Frangelico.
Ooh, I had a good one for F too. G, Grand Marnier.
Good one.
Yes.
H. Hennessy.
Oh. I, Ice House. Cheap beer.
Beer.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh man.
H. Oh wait, hold on. Did I already do?
You did H.
J. This is why we have
Jägermeister.
TA down with us.
Jägermeister.
Okay, shoot. K.
Killian's Irish Red.
That's
God,
a good
I'm on
one.
a roll.
JKL. L.
Mining Googles. Who's hosting your show? We're gonna go M.
Moonshine.
Thank you.
N.
N. Dang it. Okay, we're moving on. O. Oh man, I wasn't ready for this one.
The Scotch. The one that.
Oh, Oban. Yes, Oban. Sorry, we have Oban at the lounge.
Okay. O. P. No, wait. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. P. I'm nervous. Pina colada.
Yeah, okay, I'll allow that one. That's
Okay. Q.
Q.
Quackalope. Barley mow.
Oh gosh, really? All right. Q.
R.
Rum chata.
Okay.
S.
S. Sangria.
Okay, good.
T. Tequila.
Generalized, but I'll allow it.
U.
Umbrella. That goes in your drink. It can be alcoholic. I don't know.
I'm making up a drink. Urban Cowboy.
Urban Cowboy.
V.
Judge just said no. Sorry.
V. Vino.
Okay.
W.
Vermouth. I'm gonna go vermouth.
Oh, vermouth.
Vermouth is an actual thing.
W1.
What? Okay. There you go.
X. Dos Equis.
Oh, judges? Oh, get the double thumbs down.
Y.
Yingling.
Okay.
Z.
Z. Zima.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. I think she loses because she said Zima.
So who won? Who lost? PA Dom.
Well, I mean, because you're my wife and the runner of the show, you're my boss twice over, so I have to say that Scott.
Yes, that's right. This guy,
Boo.
he made a good choice. This guy knows what he's talking about.
Boo. In related news, PA Dom is fired.
Job openings, people.
If you would like to come work on the show, please comment below. All right, Scott, I think it's time to go ahead and make our third drink of the night.
Third drink time. All right. I'm gonna set these guys over here. And get
All right, so next we have, is it the...
We're gonna do the. I'm gonna come over back in.
Okay.
The French vanilla.
Come back into frame.
Here we go.
Come back into the spotlight.
The French vanilla cider is the next we're gonna do. We're gonna use Ciroc French vanilla.
Okay.
We're gonna bring in some apple cider. And two separate things. For time's sake, made it already. It is a concoction of lemon juice and a. Honey syrup. Thank you very much. So what I essentially did was melted down honey with extremely hot water, made it into almost like a simple syrup, and then kind of just combined the two.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and we're going to take a rocks glass. We'll start there. We're going to go and fill him with ice. We'll just do 2 for there.
Okay.
Well, we go ahead and get your normal, we'll go 1.5 ounces. We're having a good time. Why not?
Schmounces.
Right?
I can't stop saying it now. It's a fun word. Hashtag schmounces. Make it happen, people.
It used to be a thing. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add.
So we're adding our, you said it's lemon or lime?
It's a
lemon honey syrup.
Lemon juice
Okay.
and the honey syrup
Awesome.
mixture. That just gives it a little bit of a different flavor. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to then mix it with apple cider.
Apple cider.
This is a good fall drink. You can do this with warm cider. I like to use kind of room temperature. That way it kind of just, it uses the ice as it will.
I bet that would be good as like a hot toddy.
Yes.
Oh, that would have been a good H.
That would, oh, goodness. What do we use instead? Hennessy?
Hennessy, yeah.
Hennessy was still a good one. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're going to put this in our little handy shaker. We're going to go ahead and shake this up. Right. See, now I get critiqued for this all the time. Most time they say in bartending school you're supposed to look at everyone and smile while you're making your drink.
No.
See, I can't do that. I'm awkward. I'm just like,
I always feel awkward too. Yeah.
I can't do it. I'm just focused on not spilling my drink all over myself. Now, so what we got? We have shaken it all up. We're gonna go ahead and pour this sucker back in.
Nice and frothy now.
Oh yeah. Now, once we're done there, I'm gonna get this guy out of the way. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull this over here.
Okay.
We've cut up some apple slices. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some cinnamon.
Okay.
And we're gonna do 2 things with the cinnamon. We're gonna go ahead and sprinkle.
Oh, on the apples.
On the apple.
Okay.
Just like that. And we're gonna sprinkle a little bit right on top.
You know, I learned a fact about cinnamon yesterday.
Did you? Please share.
So, apparently, cinnamon helps break up fat cells.
I'm gonna eat nothing but cinnamon. While wife is at home going, thank God, finally. So what we essentially have done is we've got our cinnamon splashed apple, and we're gonna go ahead and we're just going to go ahead and set that right inside.
Okay.
Just like that.
Lovely.
And you have yourself a cider
That looks beautiful.
made with French vanilla vodka. So it works out.
Are we using that or for the next drink?
Yeah, we can use it. We can do that for the.
All right.
We'll keep it here
let's
just
keep it
in
pretty.
case, and
Okay.
we'll go ahead and we'll throw a cinnamon.
We'll throw it in and then we can pop it out.
That's right.
Oh, it's sunk.
Oh, that's one. Well, no, that for the next one. I don't even know. We may not use it for the next one.
That's a beautiful drink
Awesome.
right there.
Thank you.
You're
We'll get this out of
welcome.
the way now.
I'm gonna try.
Please do.
You get set up. So,
will.
so here on, actually, let me introduce this drink. So here on Mix and Mingle, we decided this season that it would be fun to do a test kitchen of sorts for our 4th drink. So Scott has never actually made this drink before. He thought it up. That's right?
Yeah, like 45 minutes ago.
So he came up with this drink, and we're going to test it live on the air. So no pressure.
Oh, there's tons of pressure.
No pressure.
Don't lie to me and say there's no pressure.
I'm just gonna sip
sneak off
this while
and
you,
grab.
yeah.
All right, so brand new tin. We'll go ahead and we'll fill that tin.
That's delightful.
Is it good?
It's really good.
Awesome.
It's a good fall drink.
So we're gonna fill this with ice.
Okay.
What we're gonna do? We're gonna make a martini. Okay. But we've already talked about the fact that I'm not a vodka fan, so
Right.
I'm gonna go ahead and use the salted caramel.
Okay.
You can use. They have a caramel vodka out there. A couple different companies make it. So you're more than welcome to use that. I'm gonna go ahead and make a whiskey martini, which actually kind of breaks the definition of a martini, but we're going to go and use this anyways because I love it that much. So we're going to go ahead and make this guy, and we'll get it set and prepped up. I need to get a, let's see. We'll go ahead and use our normal pour.
So we're doing like 1.5 ounces or 1.25 ounces?
At the end of the night, we'll throw a little extra.
All right.
Why not?
Schmouncing up.
So that's right. So we'll use our salted caramel. And then for this guy, we'll go ahead and use, yes, it looks like a Sprite bottle, but there is actually apple pucker in here. So there's a sour apple pucker. I didn't feel like leaving the guys with stealing the last bottle.
This really is a mystery drink.
Right. So,
it could be Sprite. It could be apple pucker.
It's apple pucker, I promise.
It could be roofied. I don't know.
It's not a roofie colada. We don't do those. No, it was the. That's right. He says no. No, we were down to one last bottle, and I didn't feel like leaving the guys with no sour apples, so I stole a little bit in a Sprite bottle. So we'll go ahead and use a little bit of that, and then we'll go ahead and we'll put a little bit of our
apple cider. Okay.
Just a little bit. Okay.
Just a tad.
That's right. And then we're gonna go ahead and do just a little pinch. Speaking of pinches. Little pinch of cinnamon.
Okay.
What we're going to do though is we're actually going to mix this in with the drink itself.
We're minimizing those fat cells right now.
There we go. Now, we're going to go ahead and shake this up like normal. So we're going to give
Everyone's eyes are on you, so smile and shake.
That's right. My Vanna White. So we're going to go ahead and mix this up, and I'm going to go ahead and set this. Now, what we need to do is we need to set our martini glass. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of garnish this a little bit.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is we're going to bring in some caramel. We're going to bring in some... Now, you can use salt. You can use crushed up pretzels. I'm going to go ahead and use crushed up Cracker Jack. I was trying, what's got caramel on it? What can we do to make it look a little cool? Now, what I'm going to need is trying to find the caramel, which I believe is in our box. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to drizzle.
Oh, give it a nice drizzle. Okay.
Get the drizzle.
It's going to be if anything, it's going to be a fancy, beautiful drink, I think.
That's right. We're going to make this look all kinds of cool. Now, so we've got that down. And while it's there, you can go ahead and you can turn it upside down. It's not going to do anything. What we're going to do is going to get the rim
Okay.
nice and worked up. And we're going to go ahead and get our popcorn to stick right up on it.
Well, I take back the beautiful. I'm just kidding.
Oh no, that looks wonderful. And I know you can't see it. I'm putting it up here because you can totally see it. That's a good looking drink right there.
I don't know, viewers. What do you think? Comment.
So
Talk
now,
amongst yourselves.
Right. So now as we mix this up, this is one of those drinks that when we make it, people are going to look at you and go, what is that?
Yeah.
And why are you drinking it and what is it? Because
yeah, and I
it's
want
different.
it because it's different.
So yes. So, but now the only thing is, does it taste good though? That's the thing.
It certainly looks good. We actually have a special guest tonight to come on and try our, what's the name of it?
It doesn't have a name yet, so we're going to work
okay, okay.
It's called the Cider Teeny.
The Cider Teeny. Okay, so we have friend of the show, Adriel. Please come out. Hi, Adriel.
Hey.
Welcome.
How are you?
Good.
You're absolutely welcome.
So we have this beautiful looking drink here that we need your help with.
I will be honest, all I heard was cider and cinnamon. Not a big fan of either, so...
A tough critic.
Yeah.
A tough critic.
Really got to win him over.
Can we have a fake drum roll going on?
Oh.
Hey, sound effects, man. Come on.
You got it. It's on now.
That's actually not bad. I prefer my drinks a little stronger, such as nice shot of rum.
Oh, Code Rum.
He's a rum
to
guy.
the code. Thank you to our sponsor, Code Rum. And he just left with the drink. I guess we don't get to try it.
I'm gonna need that glass back, man.
Yeah.
Come back.
You know, at least if he drops it, it won't shatter.
That's good. Very good point. Less cleanup. Less cleanup. That's perfect.
So that is our show.
It's literally, it's all gone. Like there's nothing left.
Wow.
All right.
We didn't want anything, Adriel. It's okay.
I'm sure it was fantastic.
So that concludes our show for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Big thank you. And where's my drink? Which one do I want to choose? Where's your drink? Okay.
I'll drink this one.
All right. A big thank you and cheers to you, Scott, for being on the show. Good job. A big thank you and cheers to the VPN Foundation, for whom this show is possible. Please go ahead and check us out on our website at vpnfoundation.org. If you're interested in being a future guest on the show, please email us at info@vpnfoundation.org. A big thank you and cheers to our producer, Von Reed. And a big thank you and cheers to the WXYZ Lounge and Aloft Hotel. Go check them out, guys. Happy hour 5 to 7 every day, Monday to Friday.
That's right. Every day.
Go ahead and like them on Facebook so you get the accurate information. And go visit Scott there. So, big thank you and cheers to, again, our sponsor code RUM. Keep to the code. And also, please drink responsibly. As we said last week, if you're in your house, go ahead, get crazy, have fun, but just keep it off the roads. All right, well, that concludes our show for tonight. Please tune in next week, 9 p.m. live, Tuesday. We'll see you then. Cheers. That one was good.